Now, what if the space pirates never attacked planet K2L? What kind of ripple effect would it have on Samus' life and everyone else around her? Let's talk about that. When Samus is but an infant at K2L, her parents within the colony are working to mine for a fluorite to transport over to the Galactic Federation as fuel to power the facilities. The Chozos from Zebes made a visit to the planet. In the ship, a very old Chozo emerges. His name is Old Bird. Right off the bat, Old Bird quickly becomes friends with the young Samus, but Old Bird have an ulterior motive for coming to planet K2L in the first place. He tried to negotiate with Rodney Aaron, the father of Samus, for a fluorite, but was rejected swiftly. With no other choice, the Chozo left the planet empty-handed, but as they were leaving, the Chozos activated their stealth function on their ship, because that's a common feature in any sci-fi ship these days. And when they traveled out to space, they were undetected, and thanks to that, planet K2L averted a disaster. Because you see, nearby in the orbit, a space pirate ship was lurking in the area, and in this ship, Ridley was on standby. And thus, at this point, history has been altered, where the slaughter of the colony of K2L had never happened. In this timeline, the Chozos would make numerous visits throughout the years, but every single visit, it would fail. But with each visit, Samus and Old Bird's relationship became closer and grew stronger, until one day, Rodney took notice of this friendship, and so in return as a favor, he does agree to handing over a fluorite to the Chozos. Old Bird and the Chozos rejoiced. They were ecstatic, they were happy, and they promptly left K2L to begin awakening the Metroids. But now that his mission at K2L has finished, the visits have stopped. Samus, on that day, lost her friend. So, what happened with Samus afterwards? Samus' love for animal and her friendship with Old Bird would see her owning a farm. She would also grow up to become a leader in the mining of a fluorite, just like her father. She would once in a while wonder what the life is like outside K2L, or what had happened to her friend, Old Bird. But just as she drifted into her daydream, duty calls, and she resumes to work. Samus would continue to work, and eventually, she would find the love of her life with a man who one day crash landed onto planet K2L. They will have a family, and she will grow old to the age of retirement, and eventually die of old age with her family around her on her deathbed. And that concludes the story of Samus' life. But what happened outside planet K2L? Let's rewind time, all the way back to Samus Returns Chozo Memories archives. Things have gone completely haywire. The Chozos have successfully awakened the Metroids, but they did not anticipate the Metroids going out of control. They begin to mutate, to evolve. The Metroids became something so much more than the Chozos had anticipated. They started to feast on everything on planet SR388, including the Chozos themselves. In a desperate act, the Chozos on SR388 called for the Morkans to help. The Morkans agreed and travelled to SR388. But when they arrived, the leader of the Morkans, Ravenbeak, saw the limitless power of the Metroids. This is when Ravenbeak changed his plan. He killed all the Thohars, all but one, on planet SR388, leaving Quiet Robe to be the sole survivor. The plan has now been altered to capturing the Metroids. Ravenbeak makes haste to return to his home planet, Planet ZDR, to prepare for the containment of the Metroids. But just when they arrived home, he finds out one of his henchmen was infected by the X-Parasite, the very same creatures that the Metroid was created to contain. Because of the X-Parasite, Ravenbeak went into a hiatus during this time to try to contain the X-Parasites within Elune, a location on planet ZDR. Looking at planet Zebes, Old Bird and Grey Voice was dealing with the betrayal of their creation and long-time trusted advisor, Motherbrain. Motherbrain sought to create the perfect world, and she sees the Chozos are nothing but a relic from ancient history. Motherbrain became the leader of the Space Pirates with Ridley serving under her. The Galactic Federation tried to help, but the Space Pirates' forces were too strong and was repelled. Zebes was officially taken over, and all the Chozos of Zebes was either captured or slaughtered. The Space Pirates made Zebes into their stronghold, and would continue to reign supreme until the day the Galactic Federation employed bounty hunters to even the playing ground. The Galactic Federation particularly liked the service of 3 bounty hunters, one for covert mission and espionage, Gundrader, the other renowned for his strength and power, and his ice abilities, making him the natural enemy of the Metroids, Rundus, and the last, the master tactician with his immeasurable intellect, Gore. With the help of these 3, the Galactic Federation was able to stunt the growth of the Space Pirate Empire. But these 2 forces are interlocked in battles for the struggle of power. But eventually, this dynamic would be broken when the timeline reaches Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. News spread about Planet Talon 4 and Planet Aether, consumed by a mysterious substance called Phazon. This phazon made the Galactic Federation and the Space Pirates intrigued, and so studies and experiments began on harnessing the phazon. The Galactic Federation made further progress with it, but the Space Pirates were more daring. They conquered the wild beasts that destroyed the planet, being the Metroid Prime and the Emperor Ing. But these beasts pale in comparison compared to the hyper mode created by the Galactic Federation. For a second, the Galactic Federation came on top, but the Space Pirates aren't giving up, and they know they lack in phazon technology compared to the Galactic Federation, so they decided to push for Project Dread instead, using the Metroid's drained energy to power their weapons. This once again changed the power dynamic, giving the Space Pirates an even playing field again. Not wanting to fall behind, the Galactic Federation traveled to planet SR-388 to collect some Metroids so they can be used as a weapon of war. But one of the military leaders of the Galactic Federation opposed to the idea of bioweapons. This man is Adam Malkovich. He refused to take any further part in this biological warfare, and so he quit the Galactic Federation. And one day, he went missing with an old Galactic Federation ship that appeared to be at the end of its lifespan. Because Adam didn't seem to have taken anything of value, the Galactic Federation decided to not pursue the matter. The struggle for dominance rages further, until the timeline reaches Metroid Dread. Just when things couldn't have been any worse, a third force came into play. The forgotten tribe of the Morkan Chozos re-emerged from hiding, and was able to obtain a few Metroids of their own on planet SR-388. But what made the Morkans a dominant force to be contending for power is that they were able to tame the X-Parasites and use them as biological weapons against the Galactic Federation and the Space Pirate, with the X-Parasites' ability to reproduce in such a short amount of time. Now, the galaxy is at a three-way battle, the Galactic Federation with the power of the phazon, only to be repelled by the X-Parasites, the Space Pirates with the powers of the Metroids, only to be repelled by the phazon, and the Morkan Chozo tribe with their power of the X-Parasite, only to be repelled by the Metroids. Who comes out on top? No one knows. And that's it for this What If. This is less about the life of Samus, and more about the state of affairs with the galaxy at war. If you enjoyed this video, why not post a comment and subscribe? It'll help me out with the YouTube algorithm thingy. So hey, that'll be great. But until next time, bye for now.